Well, welcome back to episode 2 of Date Nights with Joey and Tammy. So for this episode, Tammy looked up some questions stories on Reddit.
I did.
So I have no idea what these stories are, by the way.
And to be fair, I don't either. I just know what the titles are, and I read the first 3 sentences and said, yeah, that's what we're going to do.
So this should be fun.
So we have 2 different routes that we can go. I looked at AITA, which is a subreddit. Mm-hmm. He clearly knows nothing about Reddit. I'm just now finding this out.
No, I do know what Reddit is.
Okay. Do you know what that acronym stands for? Okay. Yes. So I looked at some of those, and they are wedding themed.
Okay.
So there's like situations that either happened at a wedding or wedding planning or things like that. Or we could go down the relationship rabbit trail and do r/relationship advice stories. You get to choose because I couldn't choose between the 2 of them. So
yeah, I normally make decisions around here.
That's true because I'm indecisive.
That is very true.
Yeah.
We'll do, I guess, the relationship ones.
You're going to do relationship ones? Okay.
Yeah.
And then at the end, maybe when we get to like the last story, maybe I'll give you 2 options from the wedding one and we can like read one of those.
Okay. That sounds good.
I'll give you like the title and then you can be like, I want this.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
Okay. So we're doing the relationship ones?
Yes.
Okay.
So these are things that happen in relationships?
Yes, and they're trying to get advice about them.
Ooh, this should be fun.
Yeah, these are really funny. So my favorite podcast actually does this.
Yeah.
I talk about this podcast all the time. It's called Two Hot Takes.
The time, yes.
All the time. If I could be the host's best friend, I would. She's amazing and she's really cool. And this is not what our podcast is supposed to be. We just
figured we'd do this for this time. So
yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. But
yeah, we're still trying to figure it all out, so it's okay.
Yeah,
these first few episodes might just kind of be a bit of everything, and then we'll kind of, as we go, figure out where we want to actually be our thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? This could be it.
Yeah, I'm also gonna have to censor words in here.
Yeah.
So this one
podcast is very PG.
It is going to be very PG because we're very PG.
Yeah.
For the most part, except for our music choices.
It's fine.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. This first story is called I 30F female snore and my partner 33M male gets so angry at me.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah. Yeah. You're the one reading.
Okay, so reading out loud sometimes stresses me out.
Yeah, so she sings every Sunday morning, but that doesn't stress her out. But reading does.
Reading out loud?
Yeah.
It's
the same thing. You're saying words out loud.
Yeah, but they're from memory, not from just reading off a page.
I know.
So if I mess up, it's like it was literally right here. Well, how did you mess that up?
Anyway. Giving you a hard time, baby.
Okay. I snore because of multiple reasons. I have asthma and I take long-term medications for multiple things. My partner doesn't like that I snore and keep him awake. I've tried everything to stop this. I've had assessments from specialists, doctors, and dentists. The consensus is that parts of my anatomy are so small that it would be difficult for me not to snore. I have jaw damage from my mouth, guards my partner has made me wear over the years. I also would remove these during my sleep, obviously because they were uncomfortable and painful. When I wake up and I have been snoring, it's usually to my partner shouting in anger or him shaking me awake out of anger. Usually the first thing I hear when I wake up is, "You're so effing annoying, man," or "Wake up, moron," etc. Jeez Louise.
That seems toxic.
I also sometimes wake up whilst I'm being marched out of... Oh, wow. Whilst I'm being marched out of my bedroom and onto the couch. Sometimes I must wake when he's shaking me As he says, I look at him and just turn back over. Which he perceives to be me being fully awake and ignoring him. When usually I don't even remember this in the morning, so I doubt that I was actually awake. I understand he's angry, he can't sleep, but I can't do anything more about this issue. All of the support online is for partners of the snorer, so it's often suggests that the snorer takes responsibility for their behavior. I've done that. I've done everything I can. I also think it's important to add that I work 40 hours a week and he works 16 hours a week. Due to this, most things are paid for by me, etc., including the holiday mentioned in the below paragraph. Just now, we are on vacation in a state that has legal weed. We are on day 3 of 7 and I will now have to not smoke for the rest of my holiday to prove I'm doing something about keeping him awake. He probably also won't like that I'm not smoking. I can't win here. I just need blunt outsiders' perspectives. I am aware that this is my second problematic post, and I'm gathering information and using this as a way to remember what's going on for me. I'm working towards moving away. Interesting.
That sounds interesting.
What is your first thought about all of that?
That it's her partner just needs to figure out how to deal with it. Because it's not, you can't help when you snore. Like, there's only so much you can do with that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, also what he's doing to try to help the situation is not
actually helping.
No.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that he's making her wear mouth guards that are painful. Yeah. I don't like this situation at all.
I don't either.
It just sounds like he's a very toxic person.
Yeah. I understand wanting sleep and being frustrated that it's keeping you awake. But at that point, if you're being woken up, then go into another room and go to sleep if it's that important to you.
I wonder if the easy thing for him to do, wear freaking earplugs to bed.
That too. You know what? AirPods rock. Okay, you can get the pros. They're like $200, which is a little steep for headphones.
Yeah,
but they're noise cancellation. You can listen to music to fall asleep, or you could just leave them in and you can't hear literally anything.
Yeah. Again, we don't know his side of things really.
Right. We're only getting one side of this whole thing, so
which makes it obviously a lot tougher. But if she's trying to do things to mitigate the snoring, and he's still having problems because it's waking him up. If he's also not doing things to try to help that as well, and just complaining about it,
he's
that's more sounds like a him problem than a her problem.
Right. Well, and she's also mentioned so many things that she's done to try to fix it.
Yeah.
Which sometimes there's literally nothing you can do.
Right.
A lot of snoring from what I've read about it goes to sleep apnea being a thing.
Yeah.
But even if you have sleep apnea and you have a sleep apnea machine, those are still noisy.
Yeah.
But it's more like a hum. So maybe it'd be more like a sound machine type of vibe, which could probably actually help him fall asleep.
Yeah, it could.
I don't know. But then you also go to it's really hard to get one of those unless you have good insurance. And so there's all of that as well.
Right. Whereas if he were to just wear some sort of noise canceling headphones that cost, even if it is $200, you can find cheaper ones, I'm sure. That literally might solve the issue, but it doesn't seem like he really wants to do that.
Right. It sounds like it would be very inconvenient for him to do that.
Right. Which, again,
is toxic.
Yes.
You want to get into some comments about it? Because I think you're right on the money there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
This first comment says, either sleep in separate rooms or go your separate ways. Frankly, I'd choose the second option because your relationship sounds really toxic.
Yeah, also the fact that she is working 40 hours a week and he's working 16. Now, granted, we don't know what they do.
Right.
I mean, he could be making $100,000 working 16 hours a week because he has his own business. Who knows?
Right.
But it sounds like she was saying she's the breadwinner too.
Yeah.
So
Which
that's
like,
also...
What kind of job can you work 16 hours a week and get away with it?
Right. Or he's just, mooching off of her.
Right.
Which, again, toxic.
Yeah. Which
don't do that, please.
The rest of this comment says sleep deprivation is torture and he clearly resents you for it. Which at that point I'm like, yes.
You're working 16 hours. You could literally sleep whenever the heck you want.
Right.
Seems like you got plenty of time. So, yeah.
So what else are you doing? Or while she's sleeping, just go do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
Have your sleep schedule be a little different.
Yeah.
Which can be inconvenient if you're very into sleeping with your partner. Like, I couldn't imagine not sleeping next to you when we're married.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, and I know I do snore a little bit. He's experienced that during naps when I nap in the car.
That's true.
Yeah. So I don't know how crazy that would be for you, if you would be able to sleep through that or not.
Baby, I literally sleep through thunderstorms. I think I'll be okay.
Okay, great. I don't think my snoring's that bad, though.
No, I've literally been sleeping at my house, and there's storms so bad that literally my dad will be like, "Oh, did you hear the storm? Like the thunder and lightning was literally shaking the house." But like, it rained? Didn't know.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't know how you slept through that." I feel like I would accidentally sleep through a fire alarm, which is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't, but I feel like I would. Like, it would take a lot to wake me up. It's not going to be a problem.
Yeah. Well, depending on how deep of sleep I'm in, it would take so much to wake me up.
Yeah. So I don't think that'd be a problem. But yeah, it just sounds like he just needs to find a way to help the situation. Yeah. He's not doing anything.
This other comment said this, which is the one right below the one I just read.
Yeah.
It says, my hub snores, so I just go to the spare room. Otherwise, I get really frustrated that he wakes me up. Sweet guy, can't help it but I sure do get upset. Sorry, my reading sucks. I'll get better over time.
It's okay. Sounds great.
Even though, not that we'll do this often, but it is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I kind of like this.
Yeah, this might be what we do.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I do love Reddit, so.
I know you do. you do love your Reddit stories.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, yeah, I think it's more of a him problem at this point, especially considering she's done things to try to help the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds just that he's toxic.
I agree. One said, when my boyfriend snores, I just put in headphones. It's really not that hard.
Not hard at all. Simple solution.
Oh, wow. My boyfriend got me a pair of those wraparound headband headphones, and they're super comfy. Wow. Looks like they found a solution to this already. Also, this was also posted like 3 hours ago.
Oh, sweet. This is recent. I guess they're still on vacation.
Yeah. That's crazy. This one comment says, he barely works. You pay for everything. He calls you nasty names and makes you sleep on the couch. What exactly are you getting out of this relationship? Stop posting on Reddit, kick him to the curb, and get some sleep.
Facts. Especially if they're not married and or don't have kids. Why are you with this person? Just sounds toxic, but What? Please elaborate on what you're laughing at.
Another post or another comment said, not to mention, if you check her post history, she's clearly sexting with an ex and punishing her when she is upset about it.
Wait, she is?
Oh, he's sorry. Wow.
Oh, I was like, that's a
Hold on.
twist.
Let me hit the plot twist. Okay, a lot of these Reddit stories do that.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to read that again correctly.
Yes.
Not to mention, if you check her post history, he's clearly sexting with an ex and punishing her when she is upset about it.
Okay. Yeah, get rid of that man.
Yeah, bye. On to the next. On to the next.
What's the Ariana Grande song? Thank you, next.
Thank you.
Next. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, that one.
That one. Yeah. Get rid of him.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, what's the next story?
Wow. Okay. Next story. Beep, 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 beep. I see. This did it last
It's
time,
recording
and
now.
I know it's still recording, but it's stressing me out. Number 2. Oh, we don't know how long we've been going, do we?
No clue.
We'll just keep going, I guess.
Yeah.
And then if we want to, we can cut and splice. And if we,
yeah.
What time do you have to leave? You have to leave at 3, right?
Yeah.
We have another 2.5 hours.
We're not going to go that long, but.
Says you.
Well, we
could Joe Rogan this crap and be on here for hours.
I mean, that is
end.
true, but yeah,
that would be a lot of editing.
That would be a lot of editing.
Is it not worth it to you?
Well, wow, we can do however long we want.
Okay, next one. This was posted 12 hours ago. Wife 29F lied to me 32M about where she was. Not sure how to move forward from here.
That's it. That's all the
context.
No.
Oh, okay. No. This is a really long one, so strap in.
Sweet.
Wife told me she was going to go have a movie night with her friend Amy and will be home by 9 p.m. I'm friends with John. We call each other every month or 2. Go fishing once or twice a year. John calls me, says he saw my wife at Sally's house. Sally is his neighbor a few doors down. Said when he saw my wife, it reminded him that we haven't spoken a while, so he gave me a call. We chat for about an hour, and I didn't mention anything about my wife. The whole time on the phone to him, I feel like I'm insane. Did I really mishear Amy for Sally? I text my wife and ask her how everything's going with Amy. Are they having fun? She replies, all good. I ask her, how is Amy? I haven't seen her in a while. How is she? Is she good? Wife confirms Amy is great. When I text her, I ask when the last time she saw Sally. Sorry, some of the way these are worded are really weird. So I'm trying to, in the moment, process and translate correctly. She doesn't reply for about 10 minutes, and she replies that she hasn't seen Sally in the last few days, or in at least a few days. I text back and ask her, is she certain that she is not actually sitting at Sally's house right now? No reply for 5 minutes. I'm really starting to freak out at this point, so I call her. She tries to deny it and keeps going back to, what makes you think I'm at Sally's? Something didn't feel right about the whole situation, and we go back and forth for a good 10 minutes. Finally, I tell her I'm hanging up and driving over to Amy's house right now, and we'll see if she's there. She breaks down into tears and admits that she's actually at Sally's house, and she says she knows I don't like Sally, which is true, and she thought it would cause less hassle if she said she was going to Amy's for a few hours instead of Sally's, which is probably also true. Here's the thing. We have been married for years, and we've never had lies in our relationship. We have been through some serious stuff over the years, but we could always trust each other. And that's what we had. Our relationship. Sorry, there's a bug. That's so awkward. Our relationship was built on that one solid principle, and that got us through so much. I can't accept that she lied about going to Sally's. I can probably forgive that, to be honest. I can accept that she lied about going to Sally's. I could probably forgive that, to be honest. If she would have just admitted right up front when I first called her out, I would be reasonably okay with the whole situation. It kills me that she kept insisting on the lie right up until the very last minute when she knew it was impossible to keep going. Only then did she finally come clean. If I wouldn't have said I was going to Amy's house, then she would have kept arguing and telling me I was wrong. The fact that she argued with me about being at Sally's and then told more lies in the process to defend the first lie, and she only let up when she knew that she was totally cornered. We have never had lies in our relationship before now. He's repeating the same thing he already said. This is totally new ground. I feel like I can't trust her anymore, and it actually hurts more that it was such a stupid thing to lie over. That fact that she argued to my face, and that it just seemed to come so natural. I really don't know how I can trust her the next time she calls me and tells me she's going out with a friend. It's going to be in the back of my mind. Are you lying to me again? Can we pinky promise that you're actually going out with this particular friend? Oh, that's right. We can't promise each other because you are so natural and comfortable saying outright lies straight to my face. So I guess just go have fun. I'll be sitting at home the second guessing everything. I need advice on how a person I'm supposed to move forward in this situation. I genuinely don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. TLDR, I don't know what that means, but that's kind of just like the downright, like the Cliff Notes version of the whole thing, or what they're asking for advice about. Wife lied about going to Amy's house, instead went to Sally's house, lied and denied it until I called her bluff. Don't know how to trust her anymore.
That's wild.
That's a really dumb thing to lie about.
Yeah.
Also, if she's lying about that, what else is she lying about? Also, what's up with this Sally person, and why does he hate her so much?
There's so many details that, like, I wish we knew.
Yeah, we need context. I think, like, that's really what we're missing here.
Who is Sally? Like, and why? Yeah, who's Sally? Why do we hate her?
I'm gonna look through this and see as you're talking if I can find anything.
Because, like, I don't know. I think it's also, my thing though is if there was like a person that I didn't like for some reason that you hung out with, like if I ever told you like, hey, I don't like when you hang out with said person and like if it's a actually like legit reason as to why I don't, because maybe I don't think that they're
like a bad influence or something,
right.
Like understandably you wouldn't want me around that person.
Right. I feel like you should be like, I get you might have been friends with that person for a while, but I feel like if your significant other doesn't like someone, that you should then just not hang out with that person.
Right.
Just because
out of respect to your partner.
Right.
Friends come and go.
Right. And like, you've chosen, I mean, 'cause they're married. So you chose to marry this person.
Yes.
So if they don't like someone, unless it's for some dumb reason that they don't like them, I mean, even if it was a dumb reason, unless you two work that out, don't go around that person.
Right.
Just avoid him. You decide to marry this person. So don't go and do something that hang out with someone that they don't feel comfortable with you hanging out with.
Right.
Again, we don't know why he doesn't like Sally. What?
Okay, let me read this comment. This is from OP.
From what?
OP.
Okay.
Original poster.
Oh, okay.
He knows nothing about Reddit, so we're bringing him in.
Yeah.
So everyone kept being like, "Who's Sally? We need more context about Sally."
Yeah.
And he says that's its own separate issue. I wasn't going to get into it, but everyone seems to be asking. Me and her just never clicked. From the very first time we met, we just didn't seem to work. She always tells my wife how she can do better. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. LOL. It became a huge insecurity for me. My own friends know that they can't talk stuff about my wife. Just not happening. They wouldn't even dream about it. But Sally, on the other hand, will just casually put me down like it's no biggie. So why does she feel that way?
Why does she feel that way? Why does Sally feel that way?
Yeah, why does she feel like
that she has to put him
your
down?
wife can do better and that
she
can put him down?
To me, that sounds like Sally secretly wants to be with whoever this poster is. With
You think so?
The husband, yeah. And she's jealous that
the friend is with him.
Yeah, and
Ooh.
trying to tell her, like, hey, you can do better, so that then they get a divorce and she can go and marry him. To me, that's what it sounds like.
What
there's
a
jealousy.
vibe. Yeah, there's definitely jealousy there. Well,
but I feel like it's on Sally, that Sally's being jealous of their relationship.
Right. Which in that case, Amy should not be
Amy,
around that.
Right.
But I've also had friends that were the same way with me with different scenarios. Like when I got the job at Elevation, there were so many of my friends that had been trying to get on staff that weren't able to, or like there just wasn't a job fit for them.
Yeah.
And literally, like, ever since, like, from the minute I went on staff, they treated me differently.
Right.
But I'm like, I didn't change. I just got a different job title. That's weird. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So, like, that could be the same. I mean, relationships and jobs are completely different, but like, it's just people are weird.
Yeah, but to me, that's what it sounds like.
That's fair.
That Sally is jealous that he fell for Amy and not her, and is trying to basically get at Amy to then separate them so she can be like, yo, sad that happened, but I'm still here. So, but I mean...
But it sounds like he doesn't want anything to do with her.
Right. That doesn't mean that he wants that.
Right.
He doesn't feel that way about her, but she does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wouldn't work out anyways. But, like, Sally still wants it to.
Yeah.
Because Sally doesn't
That would be fair.
But I feel like that's... Yeah. Lots of jealousy.
Yeah. I'm going to see if OP wrote anything else.
So... Which I feel like could definitely happen. It probably happens, honestly, a lot more common than people realize, that someone gets into a relationship and somebody else gets jealous of that, who are like in the friend group.
Right. Well, and it happens a lot in females too, because like, especially if it's not the one in the friend group that you expected to be in a relationship next or getting married or whatever. A lot of people will be like, well, why wasn't it me? Or like, why was he or she the next one? Right. Which is like, you can't control the timing of that. Nope. So, listen, both of us didn't think we would ever find a person, but now we find a best person. Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
But yeah, to me, that's what it sounds like is going on.
Yeah.
Just wild. Yeah, don't be around friends that are jealous of what you have. I would say stop communicating and stop being with that, or like being friends with that person if they can't be happy that you've got something good going on. But also, I think it's also on the wife in this situation to not go to Sally's if she knows that her husband doesn't like that they hang out and that they're friends. I think that's, again, a relationship that should end because you decide to marry your husband. So that's my opinion on it.
This is a good comment. It says, if your wife denied and lied until the last possible second when the evidence was about to be presented, that tells you something about her. I was in a similar situation, but it was much worse. Best you have a serious heart-to-heart about what happened. It's less about Sally and more about why she double, triple, quadruple down on the lie.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
But, again, we don't have the context.
No. It's just the annoying thing about these stories sometimes.
Yeah. Now, there are so many comments here that we could go through.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to have a talk.
Yes. Well, and that's how trust is reestablished, though, is like you sitting down with your partner and having a true conversation about like, hey, this happened, not okay.
Yeah.
How do we move forward together? Because once you're in a marriage, you're in a covenant and you're in a partnership, and that's for the rest of your life.
Facts.
And so you can't just brush stuff under the rug. You can't just like be like, oh, we'll just move past that.
No.
Mm.
Especially when it comes to trust.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Because that's the foundation.
Besides Jesus, yes.
Besides Jesus, yes. But it's like being honest, having integrity. Like, that's what attracted me to you.
Yeah.
And how much you love Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
know you would never lie to me.
No. Why would I?
Yeah.
What would be the point?
Right. Well, and also I could see right through you too. So
I'm also terrible at lying.
Yeah.
Really bad at it. It'd be so obvious.
Yeah.
And you'd be
I'm the same way too. So
yeah, and you'd just be like,
you're like, no, don't
no.
even think about it.
So,
and usually when I ask questions, I typically know the answers to the questions. So
yeah,
you know.
But yeah, no, it's just yeah. It seems like they need to have a pretty serious conversation.
Yeah, they do.
So,
are we ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay. All right, this one's a little shorter. This was posted 11 hours ago. Clearly, I picked the new ones.
To date one.
Yeah.
I like it though. I like this fresh.
Fresh and new.
Yeah.
We don't really have a resolution though. That's the only problem.
Right.
But
the older ones
okay.
was.
This one says 30F. I never know what to say, female or F, because it says 30F.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
30F. My husband, 30M, acts like an old man. What are my options? Hi, everyone. I need some advice. My husband and I have been together for 6 years, married for 3. And while I love him dearly, I'm starting to feel like I'm married to a 70-year-old man in a 30-year-old's body. He's got his boomer energy that he's fully leaning into, and I don't know how to handle it. For example, he makes these painfully unfunny dad jokes to everyone, like telling the postman, "Hope there's no bills today, haha." The postman didn't even fake laugh. He just stared at him. It's excruciating to witness, but my husband's so proud of himself for these little zingers. And then there's his bedtime schedule. Oh, I love a bedtime schedule.
Same.
If we're out past 9 p.m., he's cranky and complains about how late it is. I'm 30 and still want to have fun sometimes. But nope, he's always asking if we can go home early because it's getting late or traffic will be bad tomorrow. That didn't make sense to me. Did it make sense to you?
Traffic would be bad tomorrow? Are you out that late that you're getting into the next
I don't know.
Day where it's traffic again?
I don't know what that means. Okay. I've tried telling him that it's only going to get harder to make and maintain friends as we get older, and that we should sacrifice staying out a little bit later if it means building social bonds and relationships. But he just brushes it off. I don't want to spend my whole life eating dinner at 5 p.m. and then being in bed by 9. Is there any way to talk to him about this without making him feel bad or defensive? I love him and want to include him in things.
So is this... I feel like a lot has been left out here, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's
a pretty short one.
Yeah. Well,
this is giving my energy is what that's happening.
What? Oh,
I get home by 6 and I'm in bed by 9.
That's true. But I mean, to be fair, you've been with 3 kids all day.
Also wake up at 4 a.m. So
yeah. But again, for me, I don't care because that's gonna be my routine anyways.
Right.
Like I get up early and it's not that I wouldn't be out late, but I don't like being out late.
Right. Both of us get a little cranky when we're out late.
Yeah.
But I also understand wanting to be out late every once in a while.
Yeah, but that's fine, and we do that. We go to concerts or we go to Coyote Joe's, and we're out late,
dancing the night away.
Oh yeah. But again, for us, we're very similar in this way. We're similar in a lot of ways, but
we're also so different, which is so funny.
Yeah. But neither of us want to usually be out super late. It gets to 9:30, 10. We're like, all right, about time to go.
Bed?
Yeah. I would be more like the girl in this story, where typically it'd be me that would want to stay out late.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The story's interesting because, like, I feel like the way that she wrote this seems like this is a new thing.
Yeah.
Because he's leaning into his boomer energy. I think it's a wild thing to say.
That is a wild statement. I would say that.
Yeah. That's crazy. Which, I mean, like, because, like, I would want to know, did he used to not do this? And did he used to want to be out late with you?
Right.
Till, like, because they began to, been married, what?
I'm reading the comments so I can get some context. So go ahead.
Because, again, they've been married for 3 years, together 6.
Yeah.
So if, like, they used to be out late, and then all of a sudden now he doesn't want to because he doesn't want to be around people or, like, socialize because it's harder to make friends, which I get. But, like, also you make your friends and then that's usually you have a few friends and that's who you're friends with for a long time.
Right.
Most people, yeah, they don't make new friends as time goes on. Not that you can't, but, like, just be like, I don't know. I think it's an interesting, like, I mean, it should be a conversation. She should, tell him, be like, hey. I think the thing about the jokes is, he's just trying to be, like, why does that bother you that he makes these jokes? That are, like, dad jokes for sure.
Yeah.
And they can be corny. But I probably do that all the time.
Yeah.
I'd probably say a lot of corny stuff.
You do say a lot of corny stuff, but it's cute.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Right. So if those kind of jokes are bothering you and not making you laugh, like, why would you not go to your partner and be like, hey, I know you think this is funny. And, like, it doesn't have to make you don't have to think that the jokes are funny.
My thing is, why does it bother you so much?
Right.
If he thinks it's funny and it's giving him joy, let him live. You know what I'm saying?
Do we have more context?
One of his comments sounds like he's just enjoying his whimsical self. Like, let him live. Let this grandpa live.
At 30 years old. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see what. To me, it sounds like she's being just toxic.
Yes. Which I don't know if it's toxicity.
Well, or just like...
Because it's also like, you could also go out without him. Like, let him go to bed, and then you go out with your friends.
Yeah, if you
it's really not that big of a deal.
If you want to go socialize, I could also... I mean, this probably wouldn't happen because I just want to be around you too much. But also, like, if I want to go out with friends, because say you had, she has, like, me nights every once in a while, which she had one last night.
Yes, it was amazing. Got pedicure.
Yeah. Go out and do those little things. Because I'm a big extrovert. She's an introvert. It's like every once in a while she'll need a few hours just by herself, just for herself, right? Mm-hmm. So on those nights, like, I'm going to need to find something to do where I need to be around people. And so, like, yeah, just do something like that where, like, he clearly enjoys being asleep early. So if you want to go out and socialize, then be like, all right, well, I mean, hopefully you all have a lot of trust in the relationship and be like, cool, you go to sleep. I'm going to go out with my friends and go socialize for a couple hours. I'll be home at 2, 3. I get she was saying that they want to, like, both, like, be friends. But you don't have to be friends with the same people.
That's also true.
I mean, I think in general you should.
I think we should have common friends.
Yes.
But you don't have to be all friends with the same people.
No. And it doesn't have to be like, cause I'm sure there's like some of my friends, not that you wouldn't be friends with them.
Right.
But like,
I wouldn't be friends with your guy friends though. That's weird to me.
Right. And I mean, sometimes the things that we would want to do, you might not want to do.
Right.
We'll go play disc golf or whatever.
Or you guys play like flag football and stuff.
Yeah.
And I came and
watched.
was on my phone.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Right. The next time we need to bring a book.
But I'll bring a book next time.
Right.
And I'll just sit and read and it's lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you just need to work that out. It's just what if somebody's more extroverted, let them go do their extroverted thing, and if the other person wants to be asleep at 9 o'clock, let them be asleep at 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So
this one comment says, "Girl, I don't know, but I hope I marry that kind of man."
to be honest, he sounds like a really cool dude.
Sounds like a stand-up guy.
Yeah. I don't see an issue with this, to be honest.
Aw. Comment says, "My boyfriend's like this, predictable and routine driven." And then she put this emoji. I'm thinking this is husband material for sure.
Right. Yeah, I just don't see this being an issue.
Right.
Like the fact that she's bringing this up as an issue. Well, one, talk to him about it. Two, yeah, just don't.
Also, if this is the biggest issue in your relationship, I think you're doing pretty all right.
Yeah, I would agree.
Nothing a quick conversation won't fix.
Facts.
Also, just communicate.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
Really not to.
No. It's really not.
So, anyway.
Next
one.
Yeah. So say that was a short one.
This one's also. I told you I didn't really.
Well, we literally figured this out this morning.
Right. Also, this one.
Yeah.
You'll realize when I whoa. I'm gonna say it a lot again. You'll realize this why I picked this one after I read the title.
Okay.
Boyfriend, male 23, called me, female 21, a hoe for skydiving. Is it toxic or true?
Why? I want to hear details about this because it sounds. I don't understand this already off the title. Like, why? Why is this an issue?
This was posted a day ago.
Oh, jeez.
It's very short.
Okay.
So, and I don't know how many comments.
Yeah.
There's, 2,500 comments.
Oh gosh.
So, okay. Basically, we broke up over the summer, and after a few weeks, I went skydiving. Wow. I'm gonna say all that again. Yeah. I'm a mess.
Okay. No, you're doing good.
Basically, we broke up over the summer, and after a few weeks, I went skydiving to feel and know that I could do anything. In the relationship, he had told me that he wasn't comfortable with me doing this because my butt would be pressed up on another man's genitals.
Oh, gosh.
I respected this because we were dating. After the summer and skydiving, we got back together. I told him I did this, and now I receive texts such as, "You then use this excuse to slut your body out like a hoe, having a man rub his penis on you in the exact way I described, you acknowledged, and I begged for you not to." And the horrible messages, in parentheses, him flirting with other girls I did last year doesn't even come close to you physically. SLUTing your body out. Parentheses, me skydiving. For context of why I chose that, we both want to go skydiving.
That's
so
facts.
bad.
Yeah. We will go skydiving.
Yes, it's just like $500 to do it.
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah. It's like a couple $100s a person. So, yeah, for us to go would be expensive. We will do it, though.
We will.
Yeah. You broke up. Why'd you get back together?
Right. I'm like, why? If
why?
you would choose to not be together, why would you get back together?
Also, again, I've never been skydiving. I actually do know someone who is I don't know if she still is a skydiving instructor, but she was a skydiving instructor. I think she still is. She has a license. I met her when I was in Colorado. She was one of the lift operators up there. Okay. Super cool. And she told me all about, how skydiving is and like packing the bag. It sounds so cool. If you can't tell, I want to go skydiving so bad.
So do I.
I think it's just like the coolest thing ever. I would love to get my skydiving license. I know
Even
that's
though you've never done it before.
Yes.
This is the type of thing that he does. He says, I want to go to the most extreme end of this thing I've never done before and then see if I can do it
Yeah.
But I've never done it before.
Right.
So.
Well, I want to do a halo jump. Do you know what that is?
Isn't that when you jump out of the plane and then go ski?
No, that's heli skiing, which I do want to go heli skiing.
Yeah, because we talked about that before.
Yes.
What is
Halo jumping? It stands for high altitude, low opening. So you need military clearance to do a halo jump. You're jumping from, I think it's 50,000 feet. So a normal skydive is 14,000. It might be anywhere between 35,000 and up. And basically it's those big, like U.S. military cargo planes where the back folds down and you just jump out of it.
So you're basically doing a military jump.
Yes.
In Army. Because
you also need, you have to wear oxygen going all the way up because the air is too thin. Well, and the air is too thin and everything. It's a whole. I mean, you're above Mount Everest at that point.
That's great.
So, I want to do that.
So he's never been skydiving before, but wants to do that.
Well, I'm not going to tell you the other thing. I'm not going to tell you the other thing I want to do with skydiving.
No, now I want to know.
It's called being stupid, is what it is. But I would have to go with like a group that I trust a lot.
Wanting to do something and actually doing it are two completely different things.
So what you do, I would have to get like super comfortable with skydiving and like go with the same people all the time and really trust their skills.
Instructor.
Right. So basically what you do is you pack your bag and then you get up to the jump height, you toss your bag out of the airplane, you wait 5 seconds and you jump out with no chute on, grab your bag, clip it to yourself and then pull the chute midair before you splat on the ground.
Splat on the ground is insane.
I don't think
we're not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever actually do that, but it'd be cool to like do that.
If that was how you pass away, this is also something that I told him.
Yeah.
Or very early on to dating was that I'm dying before him.
That's fair.
Which means that he can't do anything too crazy to where there's a great risk of him dying because he's not going to leave me with all of our children. That's all I'm saying. Unless the Lord really needs to take him away from me, but
right.
We've had conversations, and he's not going to do that to me.
Anyhow, back to the story. Again, we both want to go skydiving really bad. But that was such a rabbit trail. I am so sorry.
We were really good at those.
Yeah.
Also, this comment's really funny. Can I read it?
Yeah, sure.
It says, I'm a dude and I went parasailing once in the same manner with a male instructor. Does this mean I'm gay?
So, yeah. So yes, he's definitely gay. No, I'm just kidding.
Jokes.
But like, there's the fact that he was calling her that and calling her really bad names for her wanting to go freaking skydiving. So when you go skydiving, like unless you have your license, you have to go with a person. Yes, they are strapped to your back.
Isn't it tandem?
Yeah, it's tandem skydiving. Yeah. So like literally, yes, their harness then goes over you, and yes, you are strapped to them. But like,
it's just chest to back. So it's their chest on your back.
Right. So I mean, depending on size,
it's not like your genitals are.
I mean, your butt might
be together. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it depends on the size of the instructor and the person. I mean, technically, your butt could be like again, but those are two very different things.
Right.
Like being, you're on the instructor so that way they can keep you safe.
Right.
There's a difference between that and just like
walking up to somebody and putting
right
stuff all around their stuff, you know?
Yeah. Like that's called being safe.
Right.
There's a big difference.
This guy sounds like he just wants to control.
Yeah. He sounds toxic.
She is around other men.
Yeah. But
what if the instructor is a woman?
Right. You don't know.
Well, would be crazy.
Because there are plenty of female skydivers who are instructors.
Like you said, the instructor that you know is a female.
Right. Like,
so what, does that make her a lesbian? Is that what we're trying to get at right now?
What about if you were to go do that? Is that an issue? If your instructor was a female?
Right. Would that be a problem?
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
That's crazy how that works.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he just sounds really she should not have gotten back with him, and should break up with him right now.
There's a reason that you broke up in the first place. That's all I'm saying.
Also, if he was apparently like cheating or talking to other people,
Which is probably why they broke up in the first place.
Yeah, so why'd you go back to him? Especially if he wants to be calling you names for freaking skydiving.
Any man that's going to call you names and call you out of your name, leave him. Run the complete opposite direction. Unless they're calling you sweet and baby and like cute names.
Get out of there. But like,
bye, because it'll just get worse.
Again, this would be different if she was going up to guys at like a club and doing that.
Just rubbing up on them. That's a completely different
if you're grinding
scenario.
on somebody at a club, that's a whole different conversation.
Right.
To go skydiving, you're trying to be safe. You're trying to make it through and have a good experience. Yeah. Two very different things.
Yep.
Girl, run.
Apparently them's the rules.
Wild. Yeah. I don't like that guy.
Yeah. All of the things that we said, pretty much are what the comments are saying. So.
Yeah. Tell him bye.
Bye.
Boy, bye.
We have a longer one now.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Is this recent or no?
This one was posted 18 hours ago.
Sweet. Let's get
Let's go. It has 1,500.
Okay.
Planning on proposing this weekend, but my 25 male girlfriend, 23 female, gave me an ultimatum to propose.
Oh,
help. My girlfriend basically told me last night that if she didn't receive a ring by the end of the year, that she would break up with me. The problem is that I already have a ring and was planning on proposing on her birthday this weekend. I met my girlfriend in college. We've been together for almost 3 years. This girl is my best friend, and I really don't imagine my life without her. I've never felt this way about anyone before, and we've talked about getting married and starting a family before. The thing is, I've been working on my business, and I've been trying to become financially stable to support our future family. My girlfriend knows all of this, which is the crazy part. My girlfriend doesn't have a job currently, and I've been supporting both of us. This isn't a big deal for me since I'm in a position where I can afford to live like this. These past quarters, I've finally started seeing the returns coming from my business. That's awesome. All that hard work I've put in for the past 4 years is finally starting to pay off. We're on record to have a massive year. My girlfriend has been looking for houses in the past few months. Not to buy, but just to see what's out there for when we're ready. Everything was set into play. My girlfriend's birthday is this Sunday, and we're having a party at our place as far as she knows. I've had the entire proposal planned out with her best friend. Her best friend was going to bring her to the aquarium where we had our first date. That's really sweet.
That's adorable.
I have already talked with the aquarium staff about doing the proposal. We're going to play our song on the speakers, and I was going to do it in front of the penguin exhibit. Her favorite animal.
This is adorable.
I had a professional photographer hired and everything. Ugh. Jeez. I've also already asked her parents for permission to propose. That's so sweet. I'm in a bad spot right now, though. I feel like I'll lose her either way. I wonder why. Last night, my girlfriend during dinner, out of nowhere, just broke down and started crying. I've never seen her like that. Then she proceeds to tell me that she doesn't understand why I won't marry her. She tells me that she's been there from day one for me. Then she tells me that if I don't plan on proposing to her by the end of the year, that she was leaving. At first, I thought that maybe she had found out that and was messing with me, but I know her real well. Her tears and emotion were genuine. I know her friends are getting engaged and married, and maybe she feels left out or jealous, but I don't want to propose due to an ultimatum. Now, I'm not even sure if I want to go through with the proposal on Sunday. All my friends are saying that you can't reward this type of behavior, but I'm not sure. I don't know if she just had a breakdown or what. This is the first time I've seen her get this upset.
Wow. First of all, he sounds like the best. Like, it's such a good boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, the thought that went into the proposal is amazing.
Made me choke up a little bit.
Yeah. Like, literally going to where you proposing at where you had your first date. You can play their song over the loudspeaker. Like, you have this so nailed. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I can see why she wants to be with him and like have family. And I just like obviously he has a decent business going. If she's not working and he's supporting both of them already.
Yeah.
And like she's also looking at houses for the future and all that. Like, clearly
must be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand like the seeing all of your friends getting married and engaged and be like, when's it gonna happen for me? Like, we've been serious for a while now.
3 years.
Yeah.
I didn't last 2 before I was like, bye.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't gonna marry him anyway.
Right. There was other reasons for that not working out. And I also understand the tuning, like the not rewarding the behavior, but also, I mean, it could just be as simple as like you don't have to say, like, and I get that he doesn't want to propose because he was given an ultimatum, you know, like, if you don't do it by this year, I'm out of here.
Which is like, what do you care more about, the ring or the marriage?
Yeah. Or like, yeah. But I mean, it could just be as simple as just saying like, hey, like, she doesn't need to know when it's gonna happen, but just tell her, hey, I understand. I'm working on things that you don't know about, but trust me, I will be all right. I've gotten things taken care of.
If he could reassure her that, like, before she got to the ultimatum part of that mental breakdown that she was having,
yes,
he could have literally been like, just be patient. I'm already making plans, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
So, like, don't worry, you're next. Like, you could say that without it being
like ruining the
surprise. Because it's like, just hold off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I want it to be special.
Right. And like, again, I mean, he literally got the aquarium people in on this.
Right. He's clearly been planning this a long time.
This is not something that you just whip up in like a few hours.
Right.
It's not like, oh, I just went online, ordered a ring or whatever, went to the store, bought a ring, and like, cool, we're just gonna go wherever and boom, done. Like, he's hired photographers, the staff already knows about it. Like, I feel like at this point you've almost put yourself so far in a hole of like, you've told everyone about this. You're planning it with her best friend. Like, if you back out of it now, it's like you have so many people to be like, actually, never mind about this whole thing.
Right.
Like,
how embarrassing.
Right? Like, that would be my thing, is like, yeah, how embarrassing. Yeah. But again, like, I also, you know, the whole, there being an ultimatum of like, do it by the time or else I'm leaving. Also be, I would.
Like, do you really want to be with me?
Yeah. Like, what is your?
Why is that what you need in order to be satisfied?
Other than she feels like, when's it gonna happen? Because all of her friends and stuff are getting engaged and married.
I would want to,
but don't. I mean, again, I get there's a lot of emotions, but just don't give him an ultimatum. But tell him, like, just have a conversation and be like, look, all of my friends are getting engaged and married. And
I'm wondering when it's going to be my turn, and I love you.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Just be like, it doesn't have to be so, like, but just like let him know. Be like, hey, we've been together 3 years. Like, I want to marry you.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah, we were already planning. Like, can it happen sooner than later? I want this to be a thing. Rather than like giving him like, it's now or never.
Right. That's wild.
Yeah. And then he could have been like you said, just be, hey, we're gonna. I don't want to spoil anything, but I am working on things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna. You could even say it's gonna happen soon, but I can't tell you because I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Yeah. Like, that's why I haven't told you before.
Right, because I want it to be special, and I don't want you to be like, oh, I know it's happening this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what's happening with us.
Yeah.
I want to ask so many questions.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Nope. I mean, obviously I have to get permission from your dad first.
Yeah.
But then, like, once I have that permission, then yeah, I'm going to start planning things.
Yeah. Which is what happened with him. He already asked their parents for permission.
Right. So, like, to be honest, I'll probably let you know that.
I would hope that you would let me know.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, by the way, your dad said I have your dad's blessings on this. So, I mean, to be honest, I think you're going to know when it happens.
Probably.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that we have to be in Pennsylvania and we will both be there and we probably will be in the vicinity of each other.
Yeah.
When you ask. Unless you're like, hey, let's go do something, just the two of us.
Yeah. If that's what happens, which could happen, you're gonna know that's what
we're doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Or what they're doing.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll know too.
100%. He's been through this rodeo before.
Just a few times. I don't see him saying no though. I really don't. No. I don't think he will either. But
I mean, considering my mom texted me asking if you could take the photos in the spring and then be in the family photos.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think she would just like say that.
No.
So yeah.
Yeah. So that's that on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's just
that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You just have that conversation, and the ultimatum really is the thing that got me with it.
Yeah.
Is like, why did she make the ultimatum? Like,
right? Did something else happen?
Yeah. It feels like there's again with these Reddit stories, it's always one-sided, so we never get both.
Right.
There are some where OP's person that they're talking about finds the Reddit post and then posts to that.
That would be tea.
Yes, which is wild to experience those. So maybe we could do another one of these, and I'll find ones that have.
Do you want just this to be our thing that we do? Reddit stories?
Isn't this so much fun?
Yeah.
See. But we'll have to go back and forth as you read some stories and I read some.
For
so
sure.
We'll come to the podcast prepared. We'll come up with themes of like if we want to do relationships or different, because there's different subreddits of like
there's
whatever.
There's a lot. Conspiracy theories.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
I do love a good conspiracy
theory.
Wow, you making fun of my speech impediment is wild.
Yeah, I mean, you do have a speech impediment, but the T's are not the problem.
It's usually the S's, but you know.
Yeah, it's fine. We fix those in post. It's fine.
That's also a wild thing to say.
They're not that bad.
Not usually.
Sometimes.
Sometimes they're pretty bad. Anyhow, next story.
Yeah, next story.
If I don't break the freaking
the wall. I want to paint this wall white.
Yeah, that'd be so nice.
Or maybe we can get a white backdrop.
Yeah, something.
I don't like that this is gray.
Yeah, I don't either.
It reminds me of my old apartment.
Yeah, no bueno.
This one's a little longer. It is from the same subreddit. Our relationship advice. Posted 3 hours ago.
Wow. Real fresh.
Yeah. I'm 23 female and my 25 male boyfriend pretended to be a cross-dresser to hide the fact that he had a wife. How do I proceed? Strap in.
Wow. That is wild.
All right. I need to zoom this in so that I can read correctly. And also, I keep getting this out of the corner of my eye, so I think that's why my words aren't working very well sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, because me seeing is affecting my speech. That's
yeah. Well, if you can't see the words, it's going to be hard to read.
Right. Okay.
This is going to be crazy.
This sounds utterly insane. I can't believe I'm even typing this out, but here it goes. We've been in a relationship for about a year. The first date went amazing, and so did the ones after that. We made it official on the 5th date. There were some red flags. He never let me come over to his place, and if we couldn't go over to mine, I had roommates at the time we started dating, he would get us a hotel. I overlooked it because he kept saying it was messy, and I didn't want him to be embarrassed. Obviously, as time went on, and we got more serious, I wanted to come over after a few months. It took a lot of convincing that I didn't really care about any mess, but he eventually let me. I came over, nothing seemed off, and he actually seemed to have tidied up before I came over. This became a regular thing until one day I was using the bathroom and noticed a hoop earring near the trash can. Bom, bom, bom. Mind you, this was in the guest bathroom, and he insisted that the main bathroom couldn't be used because the plumbing was broken. He had told me previously that he didn't have any family come over really, so I knew it couldn't have been his sister or something. I confronted him about it, and he went silent before going on a whole spiel about how he cross-dresses as a woman sometimes and how ashamed he is about it. Okay, I will admit I was pretty weirded out at first, but he started crying and begging me not to ruin his life by telling anyone. I wasn't going to do that, of course, so over time I began to accept it. I loved him after all. And besides, it wasn't hurting anyone, so why not? He even started showing me the dresses he had been hiding in his closet when I came over from then on. Other than that, I didn't ask about it, and it didn't really become part of our lives. Everything was fine until, again, I came over a few days ago and used the bathroom and noticed a bloody pad in the trash can. Fully used. That's when I knew something was fishy. So naturally, I confronted him, and he was denying having any women over. He even said that he had dyed a tampon to mimic a period. But eventually, he broke down and confessed to having a wife the entire time. Apparently, she was gone for work a lot as a travel nurse, and the times she was home, he wouldn't let me come over. I was so confused and upset, I didn't know how to process. I still don't know. I just feel so incredibly stupid to have fallen for such a lie. How do I proceed? Despite all of this, I still have love for him, but obviously this can't continue. He keeps begging me not to tell anyone I know or spread this anywhere, and I'm worried he'll get desperate. I'm still in shock from all of this. Any advice? Please.
That is wild. I mean, like, I feel bad, but also, like, the fact that he wouldn't have you over at his place after being together for a couple months, and would get you a hotel room, that in of itself is a red flag beyond red flags.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what's going on?
What's happening here?
Like, so you can clearly you have money to just spend if you're getting hotel rooms, because those are not cheap.
Yeah.
But also I feel like as a girl, if the guy you're seeing is like, oh, we can't go to my place, but let's get a hotel, I would be so weirded out.
Oh, 100%.
I'd be like,
absolutely
nah.
not.
No.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
Immediate no for me, dog.
But the fact that I don't want to like blame this on her, but like the fact that she ignored that much of a red flag because she had feelings for him, that to me doesn't seem like a good look on her part either.
I also
I think it's weird that he was lying,
right,
and going out on dates and stuff.
He has a wife,
right? He shouldn't be going out in the first place,
right?
I get that. I'm not trying to say that he's not at fault for any of this 100%, at all.
Yeah.
But like again, I would have been like, I would immediately would have been like, why? You're saying that the house was messy, and he didn't want to see a messy. He didn't want to look like a mess at the house. Like,
I get that,
but
100%.
Also, though, if you are going out on dates, again, unless you're, who knows what, a lot of people, if they're in a relationship, like, who knows why you're in a relationship to begin with, like, in this situation, but, like, if somebody was that messy, I also wouldn't want to be with that person.
Right.
I wouldn't want to, like, if if we had been going out on dates and then you're like no, like, you can't come over ever because things are too messy.
If I was that embarrassed about it being messy, I would make it not be messy anymore in order for you to come hang out.
Yeah. Or it's like, if you're that messy and you can't figure out how to fix that, especially as an adult,
it's a problem.
That's not, I don't, because I wouldn't want to, because again, I'm dating to marry. So, like, again, if that wasn't your intention, okay, that's one thing, but I would.
Then it's like, because I'm also looking at it from our lens, like our relationship.
Yeah.
Both of us want a place where people can come to.
Yeah.
So that would be a huge red flag for both of us.
Yeah.
If we were going on dates and someone would say that to us.
Yeah. I'd be like,
what do you mean it's messy? Clean it.
Yeah. Like, are you really that busy? I know people can have busy lives, but
for me, I work upwards of 60 to 70 hours a week.
Yeah.
And have school. So, like, for me, I can understand that and being like, I'm too exhausted to, like, deep clean my house. Cool.
Yeah.
But I try to keep it tidy. I try to keep it tidy, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not ever dirty. To be fair, you also clean the kitchen every day. Yeah. So I don't have to worry about the kitchen, which is nice. But, like, I put, for majority of the time when I, like, use the bathroom or, like, when I get ready for work, most of the time I'll put everything away.
Yeah. And there's a difference between, like in this thing, like, it seemed like it was constantly a mess.
Right.
Again, it wasn't actually because he was trying to hide. Right.
Yeah, it wasn't actually.
But, like,
because she said when she went there, it seemed like he had tidied things up.
Right.
Which is like, did he tidy things up then, or was it always tidy? And he was just using that as an excuse.
Yeah. But again, like, I don't see, like, why would you... Okay, well, in this case, he had something to hide, so there's that. But, and again, he shouldn't have been going out on a date to begin with if you have a wife. I get she's away a lot out for work.
Right.
That does not give an excuse for you to be a cheater.
Right.
So, again, he's at fault for a lot of this.
Yeah.
But also
for all of it. But, 99%.
I would
She
say
is
majority.
for that 1% of not thinking about those red flags a little
completely ignoring the red flags.
Yeah.
Of like,
they weren't even beige flags of like, oh, we can just make this passable. Like they were hardcore
if
red
it's
flags.
a messy house, again, okay. Like you say, beige flag there. Like, you're an adult, you should be able to figure this out. If you really don't have time and you're working, because like you're working a lot, okay, maybe if you have a little bit of extra money, think about having a cleaning service. You know, there are ways around things if you don't have time for things.
Right.
If you're making enough money, you can just pay for cleaning service.
Right. Which is probably what I would do.
Yeah. But and then her part in this is that she just ignored the red flag of him making, like, not wanting her to come over at all.
Right.
I would have been like, what? Like, why?
What are you trying to hide, dog?
Yeah. And
the cross-dressing thing nowadays, I'm like, do you see how many cross-dressers there are around the world?
Yeah.
Right now?
There's a lot.
Not trying to be controversial about the gender thing, but, you know, people, there are dudes that dress like women for funsies, and there's drag, and it's normal now.
Yeah. But again, I mean...
Again, it was a lie.
Right.
But...
Right, it wasn't that he had the messy house. He was trying to hide
his wife's stuff.
Yeah. Because I don't think he was actually cross-dressing. I think he was hiding all his wife's clothes. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's just...
And the plumbing.
Yeah.
Just, people think they're so clever.
Yeah, no. So what should she do about it?
Well, she said obviously this can't continue at the end there. So, I mean, I just don't know what advice she's hoping to get from that.
Well, it's just...
First of all, you should tell the wife, figure out who his wife is.
Yes.
And let her know.
Be like, hey, by the way, I hate to break it to you, but me and your husband have been going out for the last year.
Yeah. Right.
The last year. So you might want to have a conversation with him. I am so sorry. I just
found out about this.
Yep. Didn't realize that was the reason he was not letting me come over to the house. He said it was because it was messy. And then when I found all this stuff, he was a cross-dresser and all this stuff. So he lied a lot to me.
I don't even know how much he's lying to his wife.
Yeah, and he's cheating on you, so you might just want to end things with him. Maybe we could be best friends.
That would be wild.
Yeah.
If they became best friends and they were just like, so how'd you meet? Well, our husband was sleeping with both of us, so...
Yeah, so she divorced him, and now we're homies. So, but yeah.
Wild turn of events. They become lesbians, get married.
Would be crazy. But yeah, she needs to let her know what's going on, and she also needs to get out of that situation. And yeah, I mean, I see that she's apparently still cares about him, but move on.
Yeah.
And let the wife know.
You can care about somebody that you think you knew, and then...
Right. But if you really didn't actually know anything about them and they're hiding that they had a freaking wife...
How much do
you really know? Yeah. I would get away from that situation. So...
Well...
Next
that was the last one for the relationship advice.
Okay.
Do we want to do one for the AITA?
Yeah, let's go.
Well, it's AITA. Okay. Beep, boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna give you two options, and we'll pick from the two.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one is AI AITA for not letting my mom come to my wedding after she ignored me my whole life. Or the other one is AITA for bringing my daughter to a child-free wedding.
Oh, jeez. Both of those sound really good.
Mm-hmm.
I go with the first one.
First one?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought you'd pick the child-free one. Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess. Well, the first one seems pretty obvious.
We could do both if you want to. You seem to like this a lot.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
Let's do this one, and if we have time, we'll do the other one.
Okay, because we've already been at this for probably an hour and
something. Yeah.
All right. I, 26 male, am getting married to my fiance. Let's call her Sarah, 25 female. In a few months, and I'm super excited about it. But here's one big issue with all the planning. My mom. A little background. My parents divorced when I was 8, and my mom, let's call her Layla, remarried pretty quickly after that. She married this guy, Dave, who had kids of his own, and ever since, it's like I was no longer a priority in her life. She focused all of her attention on Dave and his kids. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say treated them way better than me. They'd go on trips, she'd go to all their sporting events, and they'd get everything they wanted. Meanwhile, I felt like I was invisible. She didn't ask about my school, didn't care about my friends, or even my mental health. I started to feel like I wasn't even her kid anymore. When I turned 18, I moved out. I thought that maybe she'd care and try to keep in touch, but nope, she didn't. I text her every once in a while just to check in, and she'd either not respond or say she was busy with Dave and his kids. I figured if she didn't care, then why should I? So I just stopped trying to reach out. Fast forward to now, and I'm planning my wedding. And out of nowhere, my mom starts texting me like we're super close. She wants to know all the details, saying how excited she is, and even saying things like, I can't wait to see you start this new chapter. Like, seriously? I haven't heard from her in years, and now she expects to be front and center of my wedding. I told her straight up that I didn't want her there. I said I'm not comfortable with her coming after everything that's happened, and that if she really wants to have a relationship, we can talk about it after the wedding, but not before. She started crying and saying I'm holding a grudge and that I'm her son and she deserves to be there. But I don't know how I'm supposed to just forget the fact that she ignored me my whole childhood in favor of Dave's kids. Now my family is split. Some of them think that I'm right and that I shouldn't just let her show up when she's never showed up for me. Others think that I should just let it go and that it's just one day and that I should let her come to the wedding to keep the peace. So, AITA for not letting my mom come to my wedding after everything that happened.
Simple answer. No.
I agree.
Yeah, that is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that, there's a lot to this, but, well, yes and no. There's not, because you're not being a mean person at all.
Right.
Yeah, the fact that also the whole, like, mom gets divorced and then remarries, like, immediately after with this other guy sounds sketchy to me. Sounds like they might have been doing some stuff before, or been the reason that the divorce happened, and then she was like, I'm free now, I can marry you now.
Right.
So I already wouldn't, like, trust her with very much, to be honest. But again, like, if parents are not supporting you, and, like, involved in your life, then yeah, they don't deserve to be at something that is literally such a close personal thing as a wedding.
Yep.
Like he said, if she wants to now all of a sudden pretend like nothing ever happened. Yeah, I think it's totally fair that, one, she doesn't get invited. Two, after the wedding, we can talk about making it up. But to me, it sounds like she'll be there for the wedding, and then after that, be gone. And so why be there on?
What's the point?
Yeah.
And knowing, like, people that in my experience, people that tend to do that love being the center of attention.
Yeah.
So if she's not the center of attention, she'll make herself the center of the attention.
Yeah, and your wedding day should be about you and your partner. So
well, and like after he said, "I don't want you there," she started crying and freaking out about the fact that she's his mom.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
Well, you weren't acting like a mother the last however many years. So
right. What makes you feel entitled to do that? What? Because I came out of you? Because you made me from scratch? Cool.
Then if...
That's a small part of being a mother, is creating.
Yeah, where
were you the last 25 years?
Yeah, whatever it's been on this thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally reasonable to not... Because again, especially with the other people that were saying like, oh, it's just one day, like but it's not just any day.
No,
it's you and your wife getting married. It's a very special day.
You're beginning your life together with your spouse. It is
y'all's day.
Yeah.
So
anything that can come between that has got to go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So no, like literally don't. I would not feel bad at all.
Me neither. Bye.
Yeah. Don't expect things to all of a sudden be good if you weren't there for most of his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just crazy. Yeah. She's just trying to be... Yeah, she wants the attention, being entitled to it.
Yep.
Be like, nope, sorry. Sucks that this guy's in this position, but like, I personally wouldn't feel bad.
No. Don't feel bad, brother.
Nope, it is y'all's day, and you get to invite whoever the heck you want.
And the consensus of this whole post was not the a-hole.
Good.
So
glad that was... that seemed pretty cut and dry. I mean, that's... Again, unless there was some, like, good reason, but there's no good reason. I was going to say, like, unless... Because even if she had moved to, like, the complete opposite side of the world,
right.
Sure, communication gets hard. I mean, that's how it is with me.
Time difference.
Yeah.
For you and your best friend, it's the same way. You
right.
and DJ...
Me and DJ, I mean,
11-hour time difference?
Something like that. My best friend is in the military. He's a Marine and stationed in Japan. So it is very hard to have like actual, like not face to face. Like I can't FaceTime him. I mean, I can, but it makes it a lot harder because of the time difference. Yeah. But I'll stay up till midnight, 1:00. Usually for us, I have to call him at 10-ish my time for the time difference to be right. And again, we don't have a ton of time, but we still do it every once in a while. That we still keep in touch. So if I can make that, huh?
He's a sweet man.
He is. He's great. I love that man. Yeah. Yeah, I miss him so much. But if I keep talking about him, I'm gonna cry. Like if I can make time for my best friend who is that far away, if you are a parent,
you make time for
you make time for things that you care about.
Yes. Right.
You didn't birth these people.
Right.
You just They're your stepkids.
Right.
Don't.
You're a bonus mom, which is just as important, sure. But
Yeah.
if you have your own children, they're number one.
Yeah, I'm not saying that she's being a bad mom in the way that she's like looking after his kids.
The other kids, yeah.
Yeah, I think you should do that if you're a step parent. But don't. If you already had kids before, don't neglect your kids from your marriage for the new kids.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should all be treated equal.
Yeah.
You get bonus kids, they are your kids.
Yeah.
But if you have your own kids, they are also your kids. So they should be treated equally.
Yeah. And the fact that he was feeling this before he moved out at 18.
Right.
Like,
that
is
awful.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to try the other one, or should
do
we call
you want to do the other one?
Is it a long one? It's 10 till 2 right now. And we started this at
we could probably finish it in 10 minutes.
Well, no, we finished this at 1 o'clock. And we started this at almost 1 o'clock. We've been going for an hour.
It was 12:36 when we started.
Was it 36?
Yep.
Okay, I thought it was close to 45. Is it long or no? We can always cut it out.
This one.
Okay, let's do it. This might be a really long episode, but I don't care.
It's fine. This is fun. And if people like it, then we'll do it more often.
Yeah.
All right. AITA for bringing my daughter to a child-free wedding. Hi, everyone. I'm a 19-year-old mom. Whoa. With a beautiful 2-year-old daughter, Amelia. Aww. Just a bit of a backstory. Last year, I was asked to be a bridesmaid in a family friend's wedding. I was thrilled and immediately said yes, even though it was a child-free event, and I had arranged for a babysitter, but about a week before the wedding, she informed me that she could no longer be in the city and wouldn't be able to watch my daughter. Given the short notice, I approached the bride and asked if I could bring Amelia to the wedding, as I didn't have time to find another trusted babysitter. My daughter is overall a very easygoing baby. She's comfortable with people and happy as long as she's fed. The bride knew this since she'd watched my daughter on multiple occasions before, and she happily agreed, saying that having Amelia there would make the wedding photos even more special. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
The wedding was going smoothly, though I noticed a few stares from the groom's parents. Amelia stayed with my sisters for most of the day, but during the reception, I took her with me to congratulate the couple. As I approached with Amelia in my arms, the groom's mother suddenly commented, "You shouldn't have brought a baby to a child-free wedding, especially when she doesn't fit the family." That's insane.
That's a wild comment.
Wow. I was completely taken aback. For context, my daughter is mixed. I'm half white and half Hispanic. Her father is black. I've been called whitewashed because I'm not in contact with my Hispanic family. So I know exactly what she meant by saying my daughter didn't fit the family. The bride looked shocked, and the groom immediately stood up and led his parents away. Taking this as my cue, I decided that it was time to leave. I made the rounds to say goodbye to everyone and put Amelia in her stroller. As I was leaving, the bride came over to apologize for her in-laws' behavior. I was upset, but I knew it wasn't her fault, so I simply wished her luck and left. Now, about a week after the wedding, I got tagged in a Facebook post. Strange, because I don't use Facebook. The post read, "I am outraged that my grandchildren weren't allowed at this event, but when a teen mother who couldn't be responsible enough to leave her child with the father brings her baby, it's perfectly fine." The post was from the groom's mother, and to make things worse, she's also been telling family members that I'm lying about what she said regarding my daughter's appearance. So now I'm wondering, am I the a-hole?
Again, pretty obvious. Absolutely freaking not.
Heck no. Heck no.
Again, this is, in-laws being toxic, as a lot can sometimes be. Yeah, no, definitely not your fault at all. Again, she had someone that was going to watch the kid last minute, wasn't going to be able to work.
here's the thing.
trying to find someone who you trust to watch your 2-year-old kid, that's not just like, oh, you can go to just anybody for that. Not a 2-year-old.
No.
Well,
they need someone who gets along with the 2-year-old.
Yes.
Because 2-year-olds are very picky.
Yes.
And someone who knows the routine, who's gonna keep everything pretty much
how mom would.
The same.
Yeah.
How mom would do it, because they need that consistency. And the fact that, like, if the in-laws knew that was a situation, they probably would be understanding of it.
With these in-laws, I don't know about that.
Maybe not, but like, what if they had the context? Would their response be different? Sounds like they're racist, but that's also another topic of conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, both of us know this because we've worked with kids. Well, you currently work with kids.
Both of us have about a decade of childcare experience in some way.
Yeah. Well, for me, that's working at the YMCA and in my church, in various capacities.
And I've been a nanny for 11 years.
Yeah. Kids, they, especially at 2, they also, if you have, like, say you're a person that watches that kid, like, we weren't supposed to have favorites when I was, at the YMCA. You could say that all you want to the
you always have favorites.
You have your favorites.
You have favorites.
It's just it's how it is. And it's not even like necessarily you say, oh, this kid's my. Kids will pick you. I had plenty of kids that were like, they weren't hiding it at all. They're like, literally would say out loud in front of everyone, oh, you're my favorite camp counselor, and always wanted to be with me because
I've had kids ask me if I could be their mom.
Oh, I had that happen all the time. Well, because most of the time it was like the boys who just wanted to play sports, and I'd be like, the girls, well, I obviously now have very long hair, but like I would let them, paint my nails with washable markers, and like braid and brush my hair, and like just play dress up with them and all that. And like they so many times would be like, tell me like that their brothers or their dad would never do this with them, and they thought it was so sweet that I did that with them. So like kids just pick you, so like it's hard to then all of a sudden be like, oh, a week away now I don't have someone to watch my kid,
right? Well, and when kids have someone who can be the disciplinarian and then also be their best friend, like they kind of gravitate toward that because they need the structure. But they also have that trust of like, there are the boundaries that are set and you cannot go without those boundaries. So they feel very safe in that environment.
Right. Yeah. And then again, like in this story, I mean, she realized, hey, I know that this is against what you were wanting. This was supposed to be a kid-free event. This is the situation. The kid. You've clearly watched the kid before. And if the bride and groom are like, yes, it is okay, we are giving you permission to bring your kid because of the circumstances that are going on, I don't care what anyone else has to say. It, again, like we said on the other story, it is your day. You get to choose who is at that wedding and who's not. So the fact that you were like, I get where you're coming from, that's fine. She is allowed to be there. And then the in-laws are the ones that are getting mad that they couldn't bring their grandkids.
Right, and then they're mad about the grandkids, though. They're not even their kids.
Right.
The entitlement of, like,
they're
feeling like they could say something like that. Or then garner sympathy.
Right.
For saying in the post, I wish my grandkids could have been there.
It's not about them.
It's not about you.
It's not your day.
None of this is about you.
Yeah. sorry that your grandkids weren't invited, but again, not your day. The bride and groom get to plan everything and get to decide who will be in there and who won't.
Right. And then imagine if they just said yes to all kids going.
Do you know how crazy that would get?
It would get wild.
Chaotic. I mean, it depends on,
the kids.
The kids and how many are there. But if you say no kids at the wedding, and then again, like in this story, you make an exception.
Right.
That's a big difference
than just open any and all kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that is crazy. I want to hear some of these comments.
You want to hear the comments, or do you want to get the update?
Oh yes, I want to. Oh yeah,
you want to update first.
Update first.
Hi again, everyone. Just wanted to start out with a huge thank you for all of the advice and reassurance. That said, before I go into this post, I've seen a few racist comments toward my daughter and remarks about my age and how I ruined my life. Aw.
That's messed up.
I feel really bad about that.
That's messed up.
I'm extremely happy, and so is my daughter. She is beautiful, and it is terrible that people in this world will take their self-hate out on a 2-year-old. I love her perspective.
Yeah.
She's way more mature than anybody who probably commented about any of that.
Facts.
Anyways, I wanted to give an update to clarify a few things after reading all the feedback I received. First off, I do have a Facebook account, but I don't use it often. I only found out about the post because someone sent it to me on messages, which is how I saw the groom's mother's comments. Regarding Amelia's father, he couldn't take her that weekend because he lives a bit further away and struggles when plans change last minute, especially when it's not his scheduled days to have her. On top of that, my family members, who I trust to watch Amelia, were all attending the wedding, so there weren't many other options.
Yeah.
Now, some of you mentioned that I could have dropped out of the wedding, and I want to address that. Dropping out of the bridal party was actually the first option I presented to the bride when I realized I couldn't find a new babysitter. I didn't want to complicate her big day. However, she didn't want me to drop out because she assured me that it would be fine to bring Amelia. So when bringing my daughter was the second option, the bride did have the choice of me stepping down if she had preferred that.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I spoke with the bride again, and she told me that she explained everything to her mother-in-law, making it clear that it wasn't my fault that Amelia was there. It was the decision made between her and her husband. She also revealed the real reason behind the child-free rule. It wasn't directed at all kids. The bride had been trying to avoid having her mother-in-law's grandchildren there because they had been nightmares at other events, as described by the bride herself. The bride didn't want to cause any more drama by openly sharing that reason, so she kept it under the radar. I feel a lot better knowing my friend still supports my decision, and I'm relieved that the real issue wasn't about Amelia or myself. While I will definitely be more cautious with similar situations in the future, I'm glad that I prioritized Amelia's safety and well-being. Thanks again for everyone who shared their thoughts. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, that clarified some things about the mother-in-law.
Yep. Just crazy.
And that was the thing that we were saying about, like, if you just had a bunch of kids running around.
Yeah.
Kids being nightmares. What if they, destroyed stuff?
Yeah.
Because there also are...
I've been around a lot of kids that I don't know if I'd label them nightmares, but, ones that are harder to... I wouldn't have ever been bringing them to a wedding.
Right. When I think of, my nieces and nephews for our wedding.
Yeah.
I want them there.
Yeah.
But I know how they behave and how they act.
Right.
So I know that, they'll run around and have a good time, but they're not going to destroy things. Their parents have raised them well to know that you don't destroy things especially things that don't belong to you.
Yeah.
And so, they're all going to be there. They're going to be involved in the wedding.
Yeah.
But that's also up to each person.
Yeah.
So if you know that the kids that would come to your wedding are going to be a hot mess express, then maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
Or, for our reception, we might not want them to be at the reception because of the plans that we have for the reception. It's not going to be crazy. But
it's more just
the music choices that we have for the wedding. We don't want to have to censor anything, and we
Right.
don't want to expose our nieces and nephews to those things.
Yeah.
So
It's not.
it's not anything personal against them. It's just we want the wedding to be the way that we want it,
Yeah.
and
And
we want
wanna
to keep them safe too.
Yeah. Just like have, typical music that you would dance to, and
Not
maybe-
censored.
right. Some of the songs are not child friendly.
Right.
And so we just would be like, okay, we get it, but like, just don't want the kids at the reception. They can be at the wedding.
Right.
Absolutely.
They will be in the wedding.
Yeah. So, but like the reception, no. Because then if you think about it the other way, like,
They also
Whether-
have bedtime.
yeah, they're bedtimes. But also, like, if we want to have, adult beverages at the reception, can't do that if kids are there.
Right.
It's just not a.
You can. It's just not appropriate.
right,
At least
yeah.
we don't feel that way.
Yeah.
If you feel like that's appropriate, then that's your
That's-
prerogative.
Not for us. So,
Not for us.
yeah, it just, again, if you've cleared it with the bride and groom, also the husband in this situation seems like
A solid
the
dude.
biggest green flag I've ever heard.
Yeah.
The fact that he stepped in and escorted the in-laws away after the comment, way to go.
Amen.
Way to freaking
Yeah.
go.
Snaps all around.
Yeah, that's literally what you should do as a husband, is literally step in and protect your wife from other people trying to insult her. Because I know that the comments were directed at, well,
At
it's
OP.
yeah,
Yeah.
of like why, but again, it was, the bride's decision to have them there.
Mm-hmm.
So by saying that they shouldn't be there, you're saying that the bride made a bad choice.
Right.
So you're making fun or like insulting the bride.
Right.
And that is your in-law saying that.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big issue. So props to the husband in
Yeah.
this.
He's a
green
keeper.
flag. Oh, yes, he
Big
is.
green flag.
Big green flag.
Uh,
Yeah.
That's all we got for today.
Yeah. This is a pretty long podcast, but I
Yeah.
really like this. This is a
See,
lot of
I
fun.
told you it would be fun.
Yeah. Again, we love to chat.
Yeah.
We also have a lot of opinions.
Yes. So, okay, here's the thing. So when we had originally talked about doing a podcast, I told him I wanted to do something like this because I love listening to these types of podcasts.
Yes,
And I think,
I do too.
yeah. And he was like, I don't know.
But this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
But we weren't sure what we wanted to talk about today.
yeah. So we just kind of come up with this last minute.
Yeah. I also love that our podcast is called Date Night with Joey and Tammy, but it's daytime.
Well, yeah. It's just with how you say it, like date night. Like, I know it's during the day that we're recording this right now.
But it's
But also-
daytime.
Nobody would have to know that we recorded this at midday.
It's so bright in here.
Yeah, but nobody needs to know that because of the natural light. This is just all
The
lighting.
natty light, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Natty light.
So anyhow, it works just as a tagline. Date night with Joey and Tammy just
Yeah.
work. It just flows instead of
It just slips off the tongue.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we might be doing some more of these.
Yeah.
Maybe not every single one will be like this, but also the fact that we have an actual table and mic stands this time.
Yeah, this is
The-
giving vibey. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see what we're talking about here.
Yes. Our first one was very
We got excited.
yeah, we just wanted to like practice, and just
Well-
kind of intro what our thing was. So
Yeah, and that day the mic had come in,
but the stand hadn't.
Yeah, so we literally just were really excited.
Yeah.
About what we were
so hopefully, as we do this more and more often, this setup will get better and better as we go. Hopefully this wall will actually then have stuff back here and an actual background instead of this gray wall. But anyhow, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stories and our opinions that nobody asked for.
That nobody wanted, but didn't know you needed.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy listening and or watching this little podcast. And yeah, we're going to go on with the rest of our day. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever you guys listen to this. Yeah, till next time.
Till next time.
See y'all later.
Bye.